In realms long forgotten, there are tales of the Forest Kingdom, a place of honour and chivalry, known to some as the Land of the Purple Dragon, but known to all as Cormyr.
Hi, I'm Tilda, and I'm playing Hiram, a half-orc paladin.
Hi, my name's Carl. I'm playing Catcher Donahue, human bard.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm playing Badger, a forest gnome monk.
Hi, my name is Anton, and I play Balthazar, a Warforged Cloak of Azuth.
Hi, my name is Al, and I'm playing Slate, a changeling druid.
Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm playing Zombo, who is a halfling rogue/warlock.
And my name is Dan. I shall be the dungeon master on this adventure. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening.
How
Hello.
are you all?
Doing good.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, here we find ourselves again. Last time we met up with the Warhounds, they went deep sea diving, didn't they?
Yes.
Found a little ancient wreck down at the bottom of the sea.
It's about to be another one by the sounds of it.
To be another one, absolutely. Yes, there was quite a lot of interesting stuff happening. Who would like to revisit the Warhounds to see what happens next?
I don't know, they will.
Yeah, I might. But what about you? Any of you? Yeah, maybe.
Go on then.
Go, twist your
I'm
arm.
ready.
Yeah, if I pay you handsomely enough. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait,
I
if you
see
get
how it is.
paid?
Don't tell Till the rest of us get paid.
Within a tower of ancient Netherese design, sat at the bottom of the Dragonmere Sea, the Warhounds find themselves battling through shadow once again. Brought here by the visions of the peculiar moon elf war wizard Renna Illyra, our adventurers hurtle towards their goal, the artifact known as Iolum's Black Diadem, with the Cormyrean navy in hot pursuit. Knowing the artifact they seek is indeed contained within a sanctum beneath the tower, Balthazar has noticed that the tower appears to be undergoing some sort of activation. As the magic of the tower pushes the waters back, creating a clear line of sight to the skies above, our adventurers can only watch in horror as a royal flagship, the Dragon, finds itself dragged over the edge of the deep chasm created around the tower, directly over their heads. The Warhounds will face more peril before their day is through, and a burning question still stands. What has been causing Renna to have these visions that have brought them here? 1 minute earlier, we find you in a chaotic and disorganized, disheveled library of some description. The books are scattered around in a mess. There appears to be one of the bookshelves tipped and tumbled over. As you've been exploring this dark room with nothing but your torch or sword light or whatnot to see your way through, you've noticed there is one door, one exit from this place on the southwestern side. Balthazar, you stand over a small table looking at a journal with Catcher. The journal contains a diagram of some sort of armored figure that looks like a distorted, dark parody of yourself, annotated with the name Implacable.
Balthazar goes, I'm not sure. I don't see the family resemblance.
As you kind of look to each other, you see Renna just kind of peering around. Just kind of looking a bit confused. And as she walks up to the group of you, you hear her say, I feel like I remember all of this, but I don't understand why. And as she says this, you see Slate and Zumbo walk past you as they open the door and head outside. And Balthazar, I believe you also joined them. You also headed out to join them on the balcony. So Renna is looking at Badger, Hiram, Katya, Raedra. And she just looks a bit lost. Have you ever been somewhere you've never been before? And remember it as if you had been there before?
Maybe? Not sure.
Are you talking about deja vu, Renna?
Maybe that's it, she says. And you see her look around, and like her eyes open wide as she kind of looks behind, like she looks past the four of you. She looks past Raedra, and at the bottom of the stairs between now Balthazar and Raedra, she just appears to be looking at something. And as the four of you turn, you see a figure materialize between you at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh.
A robed figure of some description. And as you look upon it, it's the figure is clearly translucent. It's see-through. Is not connected to the floor in any way. Appears to be floating in space, with kind of glowing eyes that burrow into your heads. And you notice it wears the clothes it wears looks very similar to that of the statues that you've seen littering the place.
Netherese.
The figure floats and doesn't appear to be looking at anyone but Renna. The figure smiles. "Welcome back," it says. And then vanishes.
Oh.
A voice echoes through this busy, cluttered room. "What you seek lies down beneath. You know what to do, Renna." And as that happens, you then hear a loud shout and scream from sounds that shouts of surprise and shock from the bridge outside. And Zumbo, Slate, Balthazar, you see this large, intimidating shape kind of loom over the edge of this waterfall created around the tower.
Uh-oh.
And you realize that it is the shadow of the dragon, the Cormyrean royal flagship.
Back inside. Back inside.
And as you look up, you hear the creaking of the wood as it comes over the edge and plummets the 200-300 something feet down towards you. As you kind of shy away, you hear a loud, uncomfortable, horrifying crash as the ship strikes the bridge that you were just stood on, and for all intents and purposes snaps in two. The front half and the back half, the front half falling forward down onto the island below, the second half falling back through the wall of water into the sea. You can hear the sounds and screams of 400 odd crew as they scatter among the wreckage, falling past you in a display of utter bedlam and carnage. And as the dust, as you kind of shield yourself away, and the dust kind of blows past you and bits of timber fly past the doorway, as you dare to look out, the ship is gone. Replaced with nothing but wreckage.
Wow.
Down below.
Is the bridge still intact?
The bridge appears to still be intact, and as you kind of tentatively peer out and survey the damage, you see, you can hear the sounds of timbers still kind of breaking as the ship, the front half of the dragon, kind of settles itself on the dry ground, some considerable distance. You can see the bodies of the crew scattered around the cargo, like broken pieces of masonry and plankwood. And as your vision is obscured by the haze and the dust, you see what appears to be 5 figures touch down onto the bridge gently. They almost appear to have floated down from some distance up, and as the dust begins to part, you can hear coughing and spluttering and like, "Are you all right? Are you okay?" And as the clouds part, stood on the bridge in front of you stands an older, refined-looking man with a neat moustache and monocle, gleaming purple armor, a crown upon his head. As he dusts himself off, in front of him are what appear to be 2 purple dragons in more ornate and ceremonial gear. Behind the purple armored man is an older fellow with a flopped over hat and dusty purple robes. And behind them all, a woman.
Oh dear.
A woman in a black and yellow dress with her hair tied up in a tight bun. And you hear the man in the middle, who Zumbo you immediately recognize as King Ezered, turn and, "Is everyone all right?" And as the dust settles, they look up and see you.
Balthazar will shout, "Hey, are you guys okay?"
As you say that, Ezered, like, his brow furrows as he focuses onto you, and he kind of takes his monocle away from his eye, and, "By the gods, it's the Warhounds." And you see the purple dragons in front of him kind of draw swords and ready themselves, as they kind of look back to their king for orders.
Balthazar goes, "Wait, you know us?"
Inside, you all hear this baritone voice carry through the air, and you all but see Rhaedra's ears perk up at the sound of her uncle's voice. And she looks to you all, and you see her mood visibly change. She noticeably darkens. And, like, you see the corner of her top lip start to twitch. She takes a deep breath. What do you all do?
Are any of us out on the bridge by now?
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to head out can head
I
out.
feel like we probably would have done when we heard all the commotion.
Yep,
outside.
absolutely. So plonk yourselves on the
rude,
bridge as you see fit.
I think Zombo will be trying to slip back towards Rhaedra, maybe, and trying to motion to keep her inside. the time being.
If we do that, Hiram is probably going to be ushering her backwards. So, like, I think it's time out for you for like 2 minutes.
And she looks to you and, not this time, Silver Sword, she says, as she pushes her way past you out onto the bridge.
Can I stop her?
Do you want to grapple Rager?
I am thinking more sweeping her legs from under her.
Yeah?
Brave. That's very brave.
Yep.
Why would you do that?
By all means, yeah. Give me a contested athletics.
Okay. That's an 18. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, off she goes then.
So, as you try to kind of push her to the ground and she manages to, like with a heft, she barges you out of the way and she strides out onto the bridge. Ezered! She shouts out.
When that happens, could I turn around and say, "Oh, they're not even there anymore," and then cast Control Water to create? I guess it's kind of create flood, but would be creating that wave to crash over. I've got tidal wave. I could probably use, but I think this is probably more long-reaching. So, yep, to create a wave of water that will come crashing down over them, basically from the water around us.
In which case, yeah, as you hear Rager shout out her uncle's name, you begin to cast. You see the purple dragons, like they see you casting magic. They now bring their shields up. Ezered glowers as he sees you beginning to cast, and disappointing, he says. And
don't worry, it's a protection spell. Definitely a protection spell.
Can Balthazar, because Balthazar has a spell, can he like use his stuff and knock Slate's hands away so that they can stop casting?
Yeah.
Just like Slate, not now. I can see that they're casting control water. Probably not a good idea. What are you doing?
Getting them out of the way.
Wait,
they're in the way.
Talk it out first, maybe.
Slate, are you going to still try and cast a spell?
I guess with Balthazar saying no, I'll kind of just go fine and just walk a little bit further back and let him be the talker.
Okay.
Those are talk.
Catcher grabs Balthazar and pulls him back slightly. It's like, Ursula's with them. Nothing you can do is going to convince them. She has control of their minds, I'm sure.
Right.
So, as Slate stops the casting, you haven't spent the spell slot, don't worry. You hear like a haughty, just a single laugh come from the back of the group. And Katya, you watch as Ursula slinks up behind Ezered and places a hand between his shoulder pad and his neck. And like you see her eyes just very gently glide over to you. And it's the look of a woman who's winning. You see her lean in and whisper something. And you see the king, like he growls and he nods. And Ursula stands upright and, "It's good to see you, Miss Donahue. Unfortunately, I have a prior arrangement."
Go jump off the bridge.
As you shout that, she laughs she laughs back to you, and you hear a groaning and a cracking. And as you look down, you notice that there are cracks beginning to form on the bridge in front of you, between you and Ezered and his cohort. And Ursula smiles. "I think perhaps you first." And as Ursula begins running towards the main tower, could I grab initiative from everyone, please?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
I'll turn to Balthazar in the meantime and just go, "Are you sure I can't just, try?"
Alright, maybe you should. Sorry.
As Ursula begins to run towards the second tower, you hear her shout out, Hold them off! Give me time! She spits out. And Raidra's face turns into one of outrage and not so fast, she said. You hear her say as she skips between you and then makes a beeline for the others. And as she runs, she draws the greatsword off her back and lets out a warrior's cry as she dashes towards her uncle.
Oh boy.
Right there. Cool. So as Raidra runs forward, Katya, what do you do?
It's way too close for my liking. So what we'll do to start with is... I only have 2 of these left. So let's use one for this and one for later. Haste, a Hiram.
Hasty Hiram, okay.
And a Bardic Badger.
Hooray.
Classic. Always works.
Okay, so Hiram, you feel that familiar surge of magic, that alacrity kind of surge through you. Badger, you feel that kind of confidence that you've felt many times before. Anything else, Katya?
That'll be all, thank you.
Okay, Emily. In front of you is the King of Cormyr.
Nice.
Don't care a lot for the King of Cormyr, I have to say. She is going to walk closer. Yeah, about there.
Okay.
And she is going to, as per usual, use her helpful. And then take aim at Ursula.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
Is it going to be with normal disadvantage?
So I think you're going to be in short range. Yeah, she's only 60 feet away. It is going to be... She'll get +2 to her AC because of all the people in the way.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, but normal.
Normal shot, yeah.
Awesome. I don't think Tenny's going to make it, though.
Okay. So, Emily kind of tries to get the angle. She fires and it kind of pings off and it strikes one of these glowing lamps on the side of the bridge. Anything else, Emily?
Nope.
Okay. As Emily fires that bolt, the cracking that you heard earlier begins to get louder. And the cracks, you see bits of the bridge start to fall away, and you realise that the area now marked on the map with hazard stripes is likely to fall away within the next round.
Oh.
And if you're trapped on the wrong side of the bridge, you will find it very difficult to stop Ursula doing what she wants to do. So, with that in mind, Zumbo.
Yeah, okay.
You can see the definitive danger zone.
Sure. Well, I guess. So 5, 10, 15 gets me there. I'm probably going to end up dashing, I guess, to...
Good idea.
So that would be 30. So yeah, I'll bonus action dash.
Yep.
So yeah, I can just get out of the danger zone.
Yep.
My little legs. And I think he's going to pluck Betty off his hat as he runs and shout at Ursula, "Oi, where are you going?" And lob Betty over the group.
Okay.
I've not used the spell yet. So he's gonna lob it towards Ursula and hopefully bounce off her and hit the War Wizard as well. I'm going to go for a whole person.
Ooh.
Okay. Like as Betty kind of flies through the air, you see Betty kind of start to close in on Ursula, as you see this older woman kind of like look up over her shoulder. There's a bang of a staff on the ground, so he needs to make a. Well, we've changed it. Remember?
Oh, did we? I forgot.
I doubt he's going to struggle to beat my DC, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and with a bang of the staff, the War Wizard's, the crystal on the end of the War Wizard's staff illuminates like a purpley pink, and a shield opens up above Ursula's head, and Betty hits it and is fired off back towards you.
Can I catch her as she lands
Yeah.
back?
Yeah, you have to go kind of over
Okay.
over the edge, but yeah, you managed to catch Betty.
Oh, well, yeah, never mind then. You carry on.
Question, Nim, then, what is the DC for the counterspell then? So instead of it just being a straight success, there's like a check, right?
10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. For any spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, Ezered, looking to everything that's happening, like seeing Raedra running towards him, he draws this ornate-looking longsword. The blade that Ezered has just produced from his sheath is none other than Orbin, the Edge of Justice, one of the Cormyrean swords of state used to execute traitors to the crown. And as he draws it up, he lowers into a defensive position, he disengages and takes a few steps back.
Ooh.
Then at the end of his turn, he points at Raedra and shouts out, "Bring her down!" And one of the purple dragons roars and swings at Raedra, and you hear her cry out as this sword goes past her guard for 6 damage. The Tell Swords then begin, like spurred on by their king, begin wailing on Raedra.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4 attacks in total for 6, 7. Oh wait, 6.
2 hits.
Okay, cool. 6 and 8 damage for 14 damage in total. As these two Tell Swords they move in together, they lock, they drop into a shield formation in an attempt to hold her back. Then, oh, look at me with all the initiatives. The War Wizard looks to you lot, deciding to take you lot out of the fight. He lifts the staff up, you hear him muttering arcane words, and then a mote of flame surges towards you.
Right.
I will 100% use my absorb elements, but I'll also do the same.
I've got like 1 counter spell left,
Oh, yes.
and then that's
save
the
it.
end of my 3rd level spell slots.
Save it.
All right.
Yeah? Okay. In which case, everyone roll me a dex save.
Oh wait, that's fine.
Okay, so bear in mind, anyone within 10 feet of Hiram gets plus 3 to the
+3.
roll.
You
I
do?
think it's just Katya and Droll,
Ooh.
actually.
Oh man,
Oh, yeah, draw these 2 as well.
1 for Emily.
that would have been mighty handy.
Emily's fine. 1 for Renna.
Do I have my inspiration? Don't
Renna
I?
is not fine. Anyone who wants to spend inspiration can, by all means.
If I spend an inspiration, I don't take any damage guaranteed, which might be nice.
Yeah?
But
I can do nothing to mitigate this.
Let's do something inspiring. It'll be fine.
yeah,
Yeah, do that. It'll be fine.
Is Badger re-rolling?
Taking no damage sounds quite good.
no, I'd just add a D8, which means I automatically pass.
Oh, the
'cause I
bardic.
was 1 off. Yeah.
Oh,
my
I see.
bardic. He is. But for what it's worth, I got 7 on top of
Okay.
my 13.
In which case, Balthazar takes a quarter. Everyone who failed takes 35. Everyone who passed takes 17 damage.
Wow.
As this explosion tears through you and badly scorches and burns you. I'll do Renna minus 35.
Okay, that was too bad.
She's pretty banged up. And Emily passed, so 17.
Ooh, State's not looking good.
So,
Ooh dear.
Yay.
oh dear.
Oh, catch it either. Who
Yeah,
took full damage?
I did, and so did Slate.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
I took a little bit of damage, not full, but I was already a bit bloodied. So
So Renna looks pretty banged up. She sees the bridge collapsing and she knows she doesn't really have any choice, so she's just gonna run to join you, Zumbo. Balthazar.
I'm going to do a mass healing word at 4th level.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I have no idea how many people I can target. 8 healing, 2, up to 6. So that will be Hiram, Drool, Katya, Slate, Emily, and Rana. And Balthazar will dash 60 feet.
Okay, so Renner gets 8.
I'm gonna go, right next to. I'm gonna go there. Can I go here? Okay, I'm gonna go right behind Rager.
Okay, cool. Tilda, I'll look after Emily's hit points.
Thank you.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. So it was everyone except Badger and Hiram. Sorry, Badger and myself.
Okay, so Balthazar, as you kind of heal everyone, Slate, what do you do?
Well, I'll try my best to not die. / also what I want to do, hopefully it might work. I hope. Probably won't. Alright, so I'm going to go my full 30 to across the bit which is the hazard zone.
Yeah.
And I am going to try my best to cast at level 5 Ice Storm.
Holy
Whoa.
moly!
Oh dear.
Ooh, oh.
So where is it you're putting that?
Ideally, around the sort of here-ish zone.
Oh,
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
very well placed.
Okay. So each creature
Nice.
in the cylinder makes a dex save. So as you open up, as you summon this ice storm over the end of the bridge, first up.
Oh, while I'm casting, I want my eyes to go white as well, like proper storm-like, if you can say that. You want to say that? Realize we're saying it.
So Ursula fails.
Yay!
Ezred passes. The
Boo!
War Wizard passes. The
Boo.
Tellsword fails, and the other Tellsword passes.
Boo.
So, how much damage?
So it is for the Ursula and the Tellsword. It's 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold plus 1d8 bludgeoning damage as well. So it's actually 3d8.
Yeah, if you get your damage button, and then we'll see what the damage is. Okay.
Wee.
So 10 bludgeoning, 16 cold. So that is minus 26.
Pretty good.
And it's
And
half as
this-
much for
minus
the-
26.
the ones who saved.
So 13.
But then also, the hailstorms turn the storm's area of effect into a difficult terrain until the end of my next turn.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
Pretty good.
Okay, so they sort of like they're screaming, like you hear cries from Ursula as she's struck by like football-sized hailstones that rain down, and
There's a dirty chuckle from Katya.
the Tellswords kind of bring their shields up. Well, one of them brings it up in time to protect himself from the worst of it, but the second Tellsword doesn't, and she is kind of battered by fist-sized chunks of ice. Anything else, Slate?
I will shout at them, "This wouldn't have happened if you'd all hailed me!" Sorry about that, but I want to do that. And then I will, to save my skin, turn into... what shall I turn into that's not going to knock everyone off the side because it'll be too big?
You do a fly thing? Giant eagle? Is that good?
Maybe
That would be
maybe a
Giant pelican?
giant fly.
Giant
Giant
pelican. go for it.
pelican, that sounds very, very vibey. Is that actually a thing? No. Oh,
I mean, you could probably restart it as a giant eagle.
yeah.
Maybe.
I kind of like the idea of a giant pelican. It seems appropriate. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think it's going to be giant eags because giant eags has probably got the best.
Okay. So as
hit
your eyes
points
turn,
and-
as your eyes turn white and ice begins to rain down from the skies, the rest of the Warhounds panic for a moment as you seemingly kind of slide off the side of the bridge, and your body morphs and your arms elongate, and skin is replaced by feathers as you and swoop off the side, now in the form of a giant eagle. Anything else, Slate?
super cool.
Cool.
I will snap if I'm eagle-y pelican, a gelican. I will kind of snap my weird beak threateningly.
Okay,
I think that's me done though for the time.
sounds good. Badger. What do you do?
Let's see. I can get to there in one set of movements, and then what I'd quite like is to bonus action Step of the Wind, and I want to kind of launch off Raedra and do a big leap over the area that is difficult terrain to land as close to Ursula as possible, please.
Okay. So how far can you leap with your leap?
Let's see. So
Doubled.
my jump distance is doubled, which means I'm. Oh, gosh.
It's your strength score, I think.
Yeah. So I already have double my strength score, so I double that with Step of the Wind, so it's 32 feet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. You just launch like a
I
rocket.
guess it's 5 foot to leap off Raedra.
Yeah.
And then I've got 40 foot movement total. Can I just basically jump the rest of the way to just behind Ursula, please?
So as you're buffeted, you'll land between Ursula and Ezered.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's great with me. That's exactly where I wanted to go. Thank you.
Oh,
so I guess as I'm running over the sort of the collapsing bridge, I sort of shout a warning to Raedra. I say, "Sorry, Raedra!" Then thank you! And I then leap off her and land between Ezered and...
You trample the former Queen of Cormyr.
No, I just sort of launch off her shoulders. I just leap.
As you go to leap off Raedra, could I have a defensive grapple check, please?
You certainly may. So that's what, acrobatics?
Acrobatics or athletics, yeah.
Just one or two?
Just one. One of them.
Oh, well, that's spicy, isn't it?
Dear.
I could have really done with my bardic, couldn't I, for this?
So I would suggest your acrobatics.
Oh! Wait! Because it's not a save, it's a skill check, isn't it?
Yes. Could you cutting words then?
Yes, I can. I don't need to even roll for it because whatever I do will... Well, actually, I might need to roll for it.
Might be worth rolling.
If I get one.
It's no good.
Alright, yeah, cool.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, Badger, as you jump on Raedra and kind of leap into the ice storm, one of the Telsaurs reaches up and tries to grab at your leg, and as you feel the gauntlet wrap around your ankle, and then there's a bang noise from the edge of the bridge, and the Telsaur shrinks away for a moment, and your ankle just skips out the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, and you you're battered by the ice as you jump into this storm. And what do you do?
I'm moved and I Step of the Winded. So actually I do have an action, don't I? So I'm going to attempt to grapple Ursula.
Okay.
To stop her from getting away.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so I have to do an athletics for that, don't I?
Yes.
Thank you. Let us do a normal athletics check. 19.
Okay, and
Nice.
Ursula attempts to slink out, but you manage to kind of grab her and hold her leg back, and Ursula kind of
I'm just
slips
around
on the
her
ice.
leg. No! Come back!
Okay, so as you grapple Ursula, she turns to you and, "Little worm!" she shouts. And...
Give me your worst. Come on, psychic lady.
Well, she shouts, "Little worm!" At the
polymorph.
end of your turn,
Yeah?
you hear, "Get off of her!" And the figure next to you turns round, and as Ezered looms over you, you feel the might of the crown of Cormyr bear down on you. So can I have a wisdom save, please?
Holy moly. Sure. Wait a minute. Wisdom. Is it a wait a minute.
It is not a magical effect.
It's not. I have advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic, but it's not magic.
It's not magic. No,
Okay.
No. As you grab around Ursula's leg, you see the king in war mode bear over you, and you you feel your stomach tighten slightly at his overbearing presence.
Yes.
So you now have disadvantage whilst you can see him.
Mm-hmm.
So Ursula then turns around and Here we go. As you grab onto her leg and you're kind of looking up at Ezered, you hear a voice kind of whispering in your ear. And as you turn to look up, Ursula's looking down at you, her eyes blazing white like catchers. She seems to be whispering something. If I can have a wisdom save.
That's only an 8.
Okay. Ursula looks to you as her eyes glow white, and in your head you hear her say, I suggest you protect the King of Cormyr.
Oh, shit.
And as you... I suggest you let go and protect the King of Cormyr. And as you let go of her leg, she smiles, looks to Ezered, and then she fights her way through the ice storm to 10, 20, 5, and she ducks out through the door.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ursula makes it off the bridge. Drool!
Drool can... Is that bit there considered a safe zone?
I see you like to live dangerously.
I'm sure we can find out, can't we, Drool?
Actually, how far can Drool run? Sorry, Drool can run 40 feet, not 45. Never mind. So hang on. Just gonna send him back. Drool can go there, and then I guess he's gonna have to dash, plonk himself.
I would if I were you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So as Drool dashes up, Hiram.
Hiram is first gonna shout at Katya, can you make it to the other end?
If I run, yes.
Be sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you fucking sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Fine. Then he's going to run, if you can.
Yeah.
This bridge is fun. That's not how I want to move him, but yeah, he's gonna run all the way to Emily, pick her up, and then bolt.
Okay, so that's 20. That's 25 where you are now.
But yeah, and I'm carrying Emily with me.
Cool. Emily will
Yeah,
squeeze on
when
that
I
little
get
spot.
there, I drop her,
Yeah.
and I carry on.
Okay.
Do I want to chance these two motherfuckers?
Choo-choo.
I mean, the War Wizard has done the most damage so far.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the War Wizard.
Okay.
Block myself over there.
So, as you squeeze between the two purple dragons, the wizard sees you coming and sort of like brings his staff up, tries to drop into a pose. What do you do?
I'm gonna hit him 3 times.
Okay.
Because
Sounds
annoyingly,
good.
I am out of spells lost, so there is not a lot else I can do. So that's 15, 12, and 12 again. Any of those hit?
Okay, so the first attack, you manage to bring the sword down with enough strength that you drive his staff down and he kind of cut into his shoulder, so the first one hits.
Okay. That's 15.
Blimey, okay. So yeah, you drive Argentus into the shoulder of this war wizard. He pushes his staff back, and as you swing, because of the cramped positions, as you swing another 2 times, the wizard manages to block your second and third attacks. Anything else, Hiram?
Any of you in 30 feet who has less than half health? Not really. Brenna, maybe?
Not in my
Brenna.
current state.
Renna is at 50%.
Oh.
So no,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, in that case, that's what I'm gonna do for now.
Okay. So top of round, now that you're here, Raydra releases her full fury and goes utterly hammed. So she swings her greatsword at the tailsword to the south of her, hits. She does 17 damage, and and the sword connects between his shoulder pad and his neck gorget, and just she cuts him open like a thin tin can. And as the sword embeds somewhere in his sternum, she roars and flings this purple dragon off the bridge, and you hear him and hit the ground far below. She then, blood trailing from her sword, she then spins, goes for the other tellsword, hits him for 15. As she slices her across the midriff. She looks to you, Hiram, and whatever you're doing, do it again! She bellows.
Okay.
And she commands you to make another attack with advantage.
Someone needs to give Raja a Snickers.
Yeah. Advantage, you say? 14.
Oh,
Okay, so as you speak, this war mage, I'm guessing you attacking the war mage, but he kind of brings his staff up a fourth time even to block you. Raja then kind of starts to step round, like she steps into the ice storm, and like her pupils are needle sized as she seems to be kind of looking for Ezred in the storm. Katya, you can hear the sounds of cracking, and you can see the bridge beginning to bow under its own weight.
I could do such a good thing, but I'm going to have to waste my entire turn just getting across the bridge.
Okay. Is that the whole any bonuses?
Well, I have bonus actions, but I don't have a lot of spell slots left. And unfortunately, what I wanted to do is considered an action, which unfortunately went towards the dash.
Okay. In which case, Emily?
I mean, Emily's kind of a one-trick pony, so she... Oh, but she can't see her original problem. So she's going to move there and aim at the war wizard.
Okay.
Let's do this
so
be better than before.
As she leans over the edge of the bridge to get the shot.
No. I think she would drop down and aim from between Balthazar's legs.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
sure.
23. There we go.
Okay, and as the war wizard, preoccupied by Hiram, just swinging Argentis like a madman, and he takes his bolt to the side. Oh! You hear him shout out.
And I imagine she also shouts at Hiram, like, get good.
So as she says that, there is a loud... Sorry, is there anything else, Emily?
No, I think that's enough.
Okay, so as she says that, there is a loud crunching and crumbling, and the bridge collapses under its own weight, and you hear the sounds of the bridge snap, like pulling itself apart as it falls, and the sounds of rubble hitting the island and the shipwreck below, and the cracks on the bridge are now snaking under your feet, and it seems like this next section is about to give out. So, with that in mind, Zumbo, as you've just you've realised there's a death-inducing drop that's just materialised behind your heels. What do you do?
Well, he's probably on his tiptoes trying to see over the crowd of people in front of him and can't really, so he's just gonna drop to his hands and knees and start shuffling between people's legs. I'm gonna get to there.
Yeah.
And pop up behind this war wizard and attempt to stab him in the back.
Okay. Yeah, so the war wizard, who's currently tussling with Hiram, you manage to sneak up behind him and kind of jab up at him, and you hit.
Nice.
For 10 damage.
An extra
14 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you managed to, and your rapier sneaks like just under his bottom rib, and you wiggle it about a bit like a whisk. And you hear the war wizard, little shit, and he backhands you away. You managed to kind of duck out the way of it. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll probably turn, and seeing Badger standing there next to Ezra, I'll be like, well, don't just stand there, Badger, hit him. And we'll also have a tentacle pop up, probably there. I don't know if that's appeared very well, sorry.
Okay, so there's now a tentacle. Whoop.
Okay.
In the middle of it. In the middle of everything.
Yeah, and he'll make an attack against the War Wizard as well, the tentacle. 14?
14 to hit. Unfortunately not. No, the wizard manages to deflect that.
Okay, no worries. That's me done then.
Cool. So after Zumbo, well, as you finish, you've just shouted, "Go on, there, hit him!" And Ezred shouts out across the crowd, "Take him down!" And as he commands one of his allies, the Tellsword looks to you, Hiram, and brings the sword around, but you manage to kind of catch it on your arm and deflect the blow. Ezred growls and looks to you. You hear him say, "You made me do this." Sorry, Zumbo. 21 to hit on Zumbo. You take 10 damage.
Okay, the tentacle's gonna dart in front of me to try and absorb some of that.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So you take 2 damage as the tentacle wraps round Ezred's blade. He pulls it free, and then he goes at you a second time. And rolls a 13 to hit. Critical miss.
Yeah. Only just misses.
He then, knowing that Badger is charmed, he takes a few steps back. Zumbo, you get to make an opportunity attack if you so wish.
I've used my reaction.
Okay, cool. In which case, this wizard, seeing... Oh, I mean, he's not in a good spot, is he? He looks to you, Hiram, and... Enough! He shouts. And desperately tries to make you stop. If I could have a wisdom save, please.
You can. Wisdom save. Much better.
Okay, so you feel the magic starting to take hold, but you kind of force through it. The War Wizard curses, and fine, we'll do it the old-fashioned way, he says, as he brings out draws out his long sword and kind of drives at you, but you parry that blow away.
You can just not fight us. It's an option.
For Cormyr!
I just imagine him ting 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 against the armor, and hear him just we can just talk. Ting 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 ting.
Renna from the back. I don't think this is safe, she says as she tries to desperately push through you all. Excuse me. And
there's not a lot of room on the bridge.
There's no room.
She's gotta go. She's got to dash all the way through into the storm, pushing through you all. And then she's just in the storm. She's got her hands up, trying to keep herself safe from the snow. Balthazar, the bridge is crumbling.
Yeah. Sure. Balthazar will wave his hands and go, Zeus, and call Spirit Guardians.
Ooh.
Help me out. 4th level, so we're at well, I don't have to. I can get here. Yeah. And I will move to there. It's following me anyways, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll cast Ready as a bonus action.
Okay, yeah, all the effects. Right, so we've got Balthazar with his Spirit Guardians, a Tentacle, and the Snowstorm. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, Balthazar?
That's my turn.
Okay.
No, we're good.
Slate Giant Eagle.
Snowstorm is ended, right?
At the end of your turn.
At the end of my turn. Damn it.
I believe so.
Okay. Can I check the War Wizard? How are they looking?
Not great.
Okay.
Ezred, bring them down! He shouts. And he will command this Tellsword to take another swing at Hiram. Bing! Hiram, you block another blow and back! Shouts Ezred.
Just stop.
Right, Slate. The War Wizard doesn't look great. He's also being just hammered by Speedy Hiram.
Yeah, I think this distraction might be quite good though. I'd like to swoop from underneath and use my first attack to be the talons to try and pull at him.
Okay.
And then use the beak attack to then actually like grab him and pull him off the platform.
Ooh.
If you want to like grab him, then you can swap out one of your attacks for an athletics check.
Oh, it's more the talons is more just to kind of like throw him off balance. So it's a talon attack, I would say, more than anything. The grab is the bite is more the bite to push him off the side. So maybe that would be the swap.
Okay, yeah. No, so do your talon attacks then.
I will. Oh, I'm going to just also swing, obviously, towards him. If I can move that. So I'm kind of going from underneath. I'm just going to move a little bit to the side so I can see him.
Yeah.
And a talon attack. Ooh,
okay.
Is that right?
So as you come up, you go to claw at him, but as he's kind of ducking and diving in front of Hiram, you go to grab him with your talons, but he kind of moves out of the way, and you miss with your talons. But you've still got your beak, so you can grapple with the beak.
Beak.
If you roll me an athletics check, if you want to.
I will indeed. Yes.
15.
No, maybe.
And he's going to try to, as you go to grab onto, as you basically grab at his cloak, he rocks back, and you notice he's teetering dangerously on the edge.
Wham!
Are you just flying backwards?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
and then I'm letting go.
As you fly backwards, Hiram, you watch as this war wizard, who's like fighting you and sort of like gives you a look. You see magic starting to coalesce in his hands. He goes to cast some sort of spell, and then you just see this eagle rise up behind him, grab the back of his cloak, and this war wizard just, oh no, he's pulled backwards off the bridge, and you watch as this old man,
fly the force.
Why?
Does he not have another feather fall for himself?
Very nice stuff.
Potentially not. So you watch as this war wizard plummets to his death. Anything else, Slate?
Can I shrug my wings, kind of like, wah. How much movement? I probably got a little bit of movement left because it's 80 feet. I would like to look up at the tower. Is there any kind of entry point above or window that could be crashed into or anything like that?
So the only entrances above you are the entrances is the bridge that you came out of earlier on.
Okay, that's fine. I would like to then go nearby the bridge in case there's anyone who can't make it out of the way, to kind of offer a flying aid to anyone who may need it.
Okay, sounds good. Badger.
Two questions.
Yes.
I have two questions for you.
You have two questions.
Because I know this is a contentious one, as the DM, does suggestion confer the charmed condition? Number one.
No.
Fair enough. Number two, would Badger being frightened affect the way she carries out that suggestion to protect the king? She's scared of the king and she's protecting the king. Does one cancel the other out, or?
It wouldn't. You'll just do everything with the frightened condition. So, whilst Ezred's behind you, you'll be doing everything at like disadvantage.
If Badger was convinced she had to protect the king, she would probably use her action to use her stillness of mind ability to no longer be frightened. That would probably be the first thing she would do. Yeah. So she kind of just sort of takes a moment and sort of gathers herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's probably gonna just prepare an action to attack the first person who menaces the king.
Okay, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So she's out of the combat, so we'll just do that. Draw.
Right. Jewel's gonna go here.
Jump on an eagle.
No, I mean there's still space at the edge of the bridge, so it's fine. He's gonna go here, slip under the Telsor's
just before you do that, at least one of these is gone. There we go. So the ice storm is now dissipated.
Oh.
Can I just say, like, eagle dog, dog eagle? I feel like there's something that could work there. Eagle drool. I don't know. It feels like it's a franchise ready to happen.
Just pick him up and lob him at things, and it's just like it's like jowls flapping as he flies towards something.
So much slobber everywhere, just like flying slobber everywhere. Like,
It's like
It's an aerial torpedo.
one of those viral unlikely friends videos on Facebook.
Okay, so Drool, you've squeezed in. Anything else?
Yeah, he's gonna try and bite him for 15 versus armor class. I don't think so.
Ding! Yeah, unfortunately bounces off his armor.
That is fine, and then Drool will just huff in disappointment.
Okay, we're going to get a double whammy this time. Ezered from behind you says, "My good friend, take him down," pointing at Balthazar. So Badger, if I can have you make an attack roll against
Sorry,
Balthazar.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm really, really sorry. This sucks so badly.
Oh god!
26 to hit Balthazar for
That
6
hits.
bludgeoning damage.
And is that
Okay.
a con save?
It will be, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You do it. Institutions. I do have advantage though. Advantage.
Oh, 20!
I ace it.
Wow.
Okay. So as Badger jumps up and boom hits you on the head,
It's
you
quarterstaff. It's a clock with the quarterstaff.
Yeah.
There's a point of just like what is that? But because I am
Did something hit me?
because I'm fair and kind, Rager behind you, Hiram shouts again. So Hiram, by all means, have advantage on this attack
Okay.
as a reaction.
Cool.
Is Hiram hitting me? Who's Hiram hitting?
It's the purple dragon behind me, I assume.
Okay.
Yep.
Actually, when it's a command ally, can I also move?
It's just a weapon attack.
Okay, so no. 24.
That is a hit.
16.
Okay. And as Rager kind of steps in with you, and now she shouts. And as the two of you swing your swords, like she brings her sword up high, and the tail sword kind of brings her shield up to block the blow, and it gives you an opening to kind of catch her in the midriff. And the blow cuts through the armor into vital organs, and the purple dragon just kind of staggers back, looks at the blade across her gut, and then looks up and. But why? And collapses to the ground.
I was one day from retirement.
I love the question. Why?
But why would you attack me?
And Hiram, as you pull Argentus free, you see Raedra looking through the crowd, and she's now looking at Ezered, who's being sort of like fighting off. What do your spirit guardians look like, Balthazar?
Quills, feathers, like
Quills and feathers.
golden quill feathers. Yeah.
Oh, he's just swatting the sword away to try and bat the feathers away. Okay, Hiram. On your actual turn, what do you do?
Right, I'm gonna start moving here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I'm going to shout to Badger and Ezered, like, it's okay, just passing through, and I try to run.
Don't worry about me. I'm just passing through. I'm not in this fight.
Would that trigger an opportunity
I
attack
think
from
that's
me?
that's
As
gonna
in-
trigger.
I am not attacking anyone. My action is disengaging and
So
moving.
you're not triggering my
Hey.
prepared action. Oh, you're disengaging, are you?
I am disengaging.
Cool.
Okay, that's
Go
fine.
ahead.
And then
Yeah.
wink.
Anyway,
Okay.
Badger used your reaction anyways.
Nice.
Yes.
So, Hiram, you make it into the tower at the far end. You see a large circular room that's illuminated by kind of bluey purple light emitting chandeliers, and you can see a number of kind of tables, desks, windows on the north and south facing sections. And in the middle of the room is what appears to be a 10-foot hole.
But no Ursula.
No Ursula.
Ah, fuck's sake.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
is the problem.
Anything else, Hiram?
No.
Okay. Top of turn. Raedra. Pushes her way through the crowd. She goes back up to 3. And as she strides up to her uncle, she brings her sword up next to you, Badger.
Yeah. Sorry, Raedra. It's a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
It's 11 bludgeoning for Raedra. This Badger just donks at her.
And she rocks a few seconds, looks a bit confused, and then brings her sword down on Ezred once for a hit and twice for a hit.
Holy moly.
As she blaze 2 blows into him, and he's struggling to hold the attacks off, reducing his stamina. She shouts, "You were never fit to lead!" Katya.
So I'm gonna move uncomfortably close because to leave Emily some room to get on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Now, so you said that suggestion isn't a charmed effect.
Yeah.
So counter charm wouldn't work.
Supposedly not. No.
That's
probably it's going to take like a
Right.
spell.
So it doesn't apply the charm condition, but it is a charm. The charmed
enchantment
and
spell, and people who are immune to being charmed can't be affected by it. But you could argue it's not a charmed effect.
Yeah, because spells will say blah 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 is charmed. Whilst
yeah.
charmed, they say
That's
it
what I
is
was trying to look
Yeah,
for.
I don't have all the conditions of a charm effect on me. Like I can't attack Ursula if I see her, kind of thing.
So, okay. Well, I'll change my tact then.
Mm-hmm.
Can Katya sense any sort of like strings coming from Ezerad, like a certain sort of aura of Ursula coming from him?
You can give me an Arcana check as an action to find out. Or try and find out, I should say.
I don't want to waste my action because I think what she's going to do instead, I'm just going to attempt it.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically going to sort of think about all the time she spent with Ursula and then just think on breaking that, and she just lets off a psychic scream and attempts to counteract any of Ursula's magic within 30 feet of her. Any charmed magic, I should say, within 30 feet of her.
Nice.
So, as you let out this howl of kind of frustration and rage, like looking at Ezred, if nothing else, I mean, you're watching the Ezred and Raedra going ham on one another, going toe to toe. As you feel this kind of psionic ripple burst out of you, it washes over Ezred, and you see him kind of flinch away from it, and then he leans back forward and seems utterly unaffected, and you realize that he doesn't seem to be charmed. However,
He's
I will
not
be
charmed.
kind.
He's in love.
I will be kind because it is a contentious point. Badger, please make a saving throw.
Oh.
A wisdom saving throw, DC 14 with advantage.
With advantage. 10.
I tried. Have you got inspiration?
Oh no, I used that already.
In which case, yeah, Katya, it does not seem that Ezred is charmed. It seems like he's fighting for Cormyr.
That's fine. Just to say, my counter charm does last at the end of my next turn, so on Badger's turn, you will get another chance to.
Okay. Sounds good. Emily. Right on the edge of a rickety, crumbly bridge.
Well, she is going to run.
I was hoping for a jump on the eagle.
No, but she's gonna jump on draw.
Are you jumping on draw?
And then
Yeah.
draw drops on the eagle!
Oh!
Very good.
Okay, so Emily jumps on Drool back. Zumbo, you feel a pang of jealousy wash through you. Anything else, Emily?
Would jumping on Drool count as an action?
Nah.
In that case, she is gonna take aim.
Uh-huh.
And by aim, I mean helpful time.
Uh-huh.
And because why the heck not, she is going to aim at Ezerad.
Okay. It'll be +2 to his AC for all the people in the way.
That's fair. 26.
like it matters. Yeah, roll for damage.
Okay, so that's 10 piercing damage plus 2d6. So that's 17 damage.
Okay, and he Ezra takes a bolt and he punches the shaft up and then keeps on fighting against his niece. This is not how I die, he bellows. And at the end of his turn, he's going to swing at Raedra for 16. Gah! She shouts out. She retaliates with her own legendary action to attack him back. And he knocks her blow aside. As Emily, as you fire off the crossbow, there is a sound of cracking and crumbling as the bridge behind you breaks further. And the rubble rains down onto the wreckage of the dragon down below. And the cracks again reach under your feet, up to where Raedra is standing. Zumbo!
Right. Does Badger... So I've seen Badger hit Balthazar, hit Raedra, but does she look... Has she got like the white flashy eyes, or is she? Do I think she's just like turned on us?
Has she got the spirals?
Yeah, I mean, like, does she look enchanted or?
She looks a bit vacant. Yes. And like every so often you hear her shouting, "I'll protect you, King."
Okay.
Cormyr!
Right. Okay.
She's not herself, put it that way.
Be gone, villains!
Okay.
Avast, pretender! She yells at Raedra.
Yeah, I don't think he knows what to make of that, really. So he's probably just going to, like, file that away. We'll deal with that later and just try and run past her.
Okay.
So I can get to there.
Yeah.
20. Do I get walloped on my way past?
You do not.
Okay. I am going to stab Ezra if that makes a difference.
No.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
crack on.
Fine.
I don't have a reaction, I don't think. So.
Great.
You do now, at top of turn.
Oh, well, I probably should then, shouldn't I?
Wallop away.
Have a crack at him. Apologies. So then you're 30.
It's okay. I managed to duck out of the way.
Good.
Badger, what are you doing?
The Cormyr.
Oh, they're greater good.
They're greater
Very good.
Someone from the background. You're not even from around here.
Honestly, you give a girl flowers and suddenly she gets all wacky. Okay, I'm just going to try and stab Ezra then.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is a hit.
Okay.
So he takes 17 damage as you pluck at him with your rapier from behind. As he roars as he kind of rocks forward and tries to maneuver to get out of the way of your attack as best he can. Anything else, Zumbo?
I'll just use my last 5 feet of movement to jump back to there.
Yeah.
And got a bonus action. I could dash to help Hiram. I think I'm going to move the tentacle to there, so that gives me a bit of reach within 10 feet of lots of folks. Okay, and then I'll make a tentacle attack against Ezra as well. 16?
That is a miss.
Okay, no worries. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, with indignant rage, Ezered swings his sword at Raedra,
Oh dear.
hitting for 10 slashing damage with the Sword of State. She cries out and she swings in retaliation at him for 27, doing 15 back to her uncle.
Ooh, boy.
And at the start of his turn, Balthazar, I believe I need to make a save.
Yeah, DC 16 Wisdom saving throw. And I need to roll.
16.
Yeah.
So he rolls a 15.
Which is a fail.
He's
Wait, what
going
is it?
to. This is not how the line of Cormyr ends! And he will re-roll his save.
Sure.
Oh! Maybe this is how the line of Cormyr ends!
That's 11 points of damage.
Okay, so as he takes the 11 damage, yeah, he rocks as the feathers kind of prick him, and he sort of looks around, not realizing what's about to happen. He takes a step back out of range of the quills, and Zumbo, if I can have your booming blade, please. And there's a sonic explosion from him as the Zumbo's magics rip off him, and Ezra kind of staggers and stumbles as he kind of looks around frantically. Raedra, where are you going? She roars, and she lashes. She lashes out with him and like jams a sword, and it goes under one of his armor plates, and she skewers him for 19 damage.
Nice.
And yeah, as he staggers back and he looks around, sort of like holding his side, and he looks to you, Zumbo, and you little. And he swings once at you for 23 and 16 damage. 9 damage. Okay. 9 damage. And then he begins to step a bit further and like to really gonna get out the way, and he swings at you a second time. 20 to hit for 10 damage.
Okay, thanks.
And he kind of looks to you all, he holds his sword up. She would have brought nothing but death and war! And he kind of waves his sword. Rena kind of tries to pick her way through. And she tries to... Here I am! As she goes to go past you here, where are you going? He shouts. No. And Ezered reaches out and tries to grab Rena as she runs past.
This is
successfully grabbing her by the hair, and he pulls her in.
No, is there what you can do?
There's a psychic backlash that flicks his hand away at the last second.
So as he goes to grab her, and yeah, his hand is knocked to the side ever so slightly, and Rena's hair puffs with the psychic blow as well, and she kind of ducks, squeezes past you, Hiram, and kind of ducks and hides. Balthazar.
Also do a Toll the Dead as he runs past. Sorry, get out the way. So DC 16 Wisdom.
Okie dokie. There's a red. Rolls a
damage.
Before you roll that, he will
reroll.
Not today.
He's re-rolling.
Every time he beats himself up.
Damage if injured. That's 10.
Okay, as he there's a loud reverberant around him, and Ezra kind of rocks and recoils.
That's my turn.
Okay. As you do that, As you run next to him, Ezra kind of tracks you coming, and as you kind of squeeze past Zumbo, he swings out at you, or for 30 to hit,
This.
dealing 16 damage, Balthazar.
Yeah. Okay, that works. I'll do my
and-
save as well.
Yes, please. And meanwhile, Raedra, Zumbo! She shouts out, and she points she points a commanding finger at Ezra. You may make an attack with advantage.
Ooh.
Lovely.
That's a hit
Okay.
for 9 damage.
Does I get my sneak attack as well, don't I? Because it's
You
not
do,
my
because you've got
turn.
advantage.
Yeah.
For grand total of 15 damage. Okay, as you kind of jump at Ezred at Raedra's command, and you see the redhead kind of strike this kind of imposing silhouette. Are you feeling the weight, Uncle? She shouts. Slate Giant Eagle.
Giant Eagle swoop attack.
Yeah.
Obviously, let's get all up in Ezra's business. And I'm gonna just zoom on down and do a bite and a talon again. So let's go here for the sake of prettiness.
Slate, as you swoop in, what do you do?
I'm gonna do I guess the best way to attack as a bird, this is how I'd feel about it, is that you have to swoop and use your talons first, because what you want to do is you want to get yourself perpendicular and then thrust your talons forward to make sure you get that full weight of your talons in, and then go for the bite. So I'm doing the same thing again, talons and then bite, because that is
As you are not
how it
going
works in the
right.
bird world.
That sounds about right, David Attenborough. Off you go.
So it's 24 to hit.
Okay, so yeah, as Azared reels back from Zumbo's strike, you come in and kind of claw at the back of his head.
Sweet.
For
9.
Ah, he shouts.
And then as I right myself, I will swoop down with my beak and bite him right in the head. Oh,
So
but I
as
think
you
I'll
go
miss
to
there.
go at him with your beak, he manages to swing a gauntleted fist and kind of bat you away, and you feathers puff out as you kind of flat back a little bit. Anything else, Slate Giant Eagle?
This is what I want to do. I want to steal the crown. Yes. Can I take the crown?
Badger, you must protect the king.
I must protect the king. So
The greater good.
5, 10. I'm probably gonna. I must drive the burb away with all of my fiery flames. And so I'm gonna start unarmed striking the burb. Please.
Oh no.
First attack. It's a 19.
Oh,
That's
Sorry.
it.
10 fire damage. Next
Uh-huh.
attack.
Uh-huh.
I better get over some sort of land if I get
17
hit.
hits.
Oops.
Uh-huh.
Yes, indeed.
6 fire damage. Not that
Okay.
big a deal. And then
That's fine, so it's 10.
unarmed bonus action attack. 24
Oh, yes.
to hit. 9 fire.
Oh. Oh.
How are you looking? How's the bird?
Very bad.
I'm sorry.
That's
You mean very bird?
bad.
Hey, bird.
Oh, no.
So with a grand total of 25 damage.
Sorry. Shoo! Shoo away from the king, naughty bird!
Oh no.
wait, if you turn back into Slate, we just drop on Ezra's
Uh-huh.
head.
Oh yeah, that's true, because I was above Azarad.
Yeah,
you might
because
be
you were
able
attacking
to make
him.
a dex save to like cling on, if at least.
So,
I mean, what's a 25? I've still got 1, right? I'm still okay to be.
no, because you have... Oh, you've got 1 hit point. Sorry, I miscalculated.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Okay, so Slate, as you like, Badger launches at you and just like launches bolts and sticks at you, and you feel yourself struggling. You just about manage to hold on to your animal form, and as you look down to this death drop precipice that you're floating over, and you kind of limp back towards the bridge. Badger, that's everything from you, I believe. You can make a save with advantage. DC 14 Wisdom. As you're in range of Katya.
Okay, thank you. Saving throw with advantage, 15.
Okay.
No.
And as you kind of drop down and shield pad, you feel this kind of haze peel itself back as Katya's music's ring through your ears, and you realise that you see this scorched, burnt, buckled giant eagle flapping in front of you that boom, bumps into the tower.
Oh. What? I look at Ezred. What did she do?
And Ezred, he looks to you and he makes pulls a confused face. He's not entirely sure why you've just asked that. Badger, you are in control of your own free wheel again. Drool.
Drool's got Emily on the back.
Yeah.
Tries to feel his collar, but it's out of power. So he's not going to let that stop him, and he's going to attempt to push Ezred.
Okay. So if I can have an athletics check, please.
Come on, Drool. 16.
Okay, and Ezred drops low and just sort of like boom, punches Drool in the side of the head to knock him to the side as Drool comes in. You would throw dogs at the King of Cormyr! He shouts.
He kind of does what he wants!
Anything else, Drool?
No, that'll be enough.
Okay. Hiram, as you on your turn, what do you do?
Right. I think he is first going to shout out, "Kindly do not kill him, we have questions to ask him." And then, first as a bonus action, I am going to use my Channel Divinity Champion Challenge. I need him to roll a Wisdom saving throw. He passes, so never mind.
Okay.
Nice.
With a 19, yeah. So he turns to you as you declare a challenge, and he just sort of like sneers down at you. You may have made me king, but I do not answer to you.
Fine. In which case, I am going to attack him with Argentus, but I would like to kind of pummel him in the face, so he loses consciousness.
Yeah.
Okay, so first 29.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Oh! What? Oh, that is beautiful. I'm sorry. Unbelievable. Okay, that was the first one.
That is perfectly balanced.
Perfectly symmetrical violence.
13 damage. Okay, I'm just looking at the rolls. You roll, of all of the dice that got rolled at that, it was a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Beautiful.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
Okay, first attack. Second one is 15. I assume that's not
So he
gonna
parries
hit.
that one, unfortunately.
Fine. And yeah.
And just bats your third strike away. And he looks to you and like you can see he's bruised, he's bleeding, but he looks up to you and he's got this face of rage on him, and when I'm done with you, I will strip Silversword of everything they own.
Good luck with that.
At the top of round, Raedra and Ezred recharge. And Raedra gently pushes Drool and Emily out of the way as she steps in. She seems a bit calmer, and this ends now, Uncle. As she swings her greatsword once, catches him for 12 damage. She swings it a second time, hits for 16 damage. So a grand total of 28. So she swings a swings her sword at one knee, buckles his leg, and then she springs it round, swings it at his other knee, and he kind of drops down to the ground, and he kind of looks up, blood coming from his nose and the corner of his mouth. And Katya, what do you do?
Well, firstly, she gets off the rickety bit of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then she digs deep. And she's going to peer deep into Ezered's mind and attempt to knock him out with a second level Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Nice.
Is there such a thing as non-lethal psychic damage?
That's why I specified she's attempting just to sort of. She's learnt enough in these past few years that she technically shouldn't microwave his brain. Technically.
She's 70% confident she won't microwave his brain.
69.9.
So as you kind of whisper and scream into Ezered's mind as your eyes glow white, you feel your words seep in, but then he grits his teeth and
Going for 12. Going for 12.
Oh, Ezra, I feel so bad for the guy.
Fails.
I mean, I'm glad for us, but he's had
Okay.
tough luck.
He has
This.
to use that one. He has to use that one.
Yes, yeah.
Poor guy.
12 damage. As you shout into his mind, he's blown back and he slides up against the side of the bridge, and you see him shaking under your mental assault. And
Reggie catches hand. It's actually sort of out now, pushing him back as well.
he looks up, sees you like through the throng of people, like your eyes white, holding his hand up, and those close to him hear him whisper, "Cormyr will fall, and it's all your fault." And Raedra brings her sword down, and Ezred brings his sword up to parry it, and you see him fighting it out. Ezred appears to be on his last legs. Emily?
And Emily steal the kill.
Don't kill him, Emily!
Oh.
Maybe we get Raedra too.
End his adventuring days. Put an arrow in his knee.
Arrow to the knee could work.
Yep.
Skyrim.
Not because you said so, but yeah, Emily is going to aim for his kneecap.
Okay.
17.
It does ricochet off his knee plate, however.
Fair enough.
Anything else, Emily?
Yeah, she is going to say, "You heard what Hiram said. Knock him unconscious."
As Emily says that, Badger, Zumbo, Katya, like Raedra and Ezered are kind of on top of each other. Like Raedra's trying to drive down her greatsword. Ezered's got the palm of his hand on the back of Oberyn, and he's trying to hold his niece back. And you hear her whisper, "For Cormyr."
No.
I've been so cool, Dan. I'm really sorry.
Oh, I do feel bad as well. Every time you want a big moment, the dice are just like, yeah.
The dice are fickle, miss.
Okay, actually, at this point,
Can we just RP this moment away, I think?
As a last segment of the bridge kind of collapses out from under you, Zumbo, you can see Ezered and Raedra are tussling. At the end of Raidra's turn, he's going to jab back at her, but she's going to parry it away. Yeah, it looks like these two are going to go to the death. What do you do?
Yeah, I guess while he's distracted by her, I'll use the pommel on my rapier and just try and punch him out.
Okay. Roll to hit with advantage because he's prone.
Okay.
Come on, Foundry.
Does anyone want to help Zumbo in any way, shape, or form?
Wish we could.
Help? In what?
Okay, never mind. So, Zumbo, you try to go in, but you hit a armor plate and it slides off.
Okay. I'll try and flatten him with the tentacle as well, just like...
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be enough damage, but...
Oh, this guy's impervious.
This guy's a tank.
He really is.
So, Ezered,
Yeah.
Technically, the spirit he gets shredded by spirit guardians.
this has never been more appropriate.
Ooh!
Ezered surges to his feet. Gets a second wind. Is it a wisdom save, Anton?
Yes, DC 16.
Which he fails.
Big roll, Anton. Come on.
Holy shit! Wow,
Oh wow.
that's a lot.
And
Is
so Ezered pushes Raedra back, surges to his feet, and as he stands up, he sort of like pushes Badger away, kicks Zumbo away, and as he draws up, he brings Oberyn above his head, grabs Raedra's kind of scarf, and as he goes to drive the sword down, like alongside her neck, Balthazar, you put your hands out, and there's a burst of radiant energy from you. How does this happen?
I guess I would like him not to die, but I'd like to see the quills kind of line up, freeze, and then just pierce him.
Okay. So as he grabs Raedra and sort of brings the sword up, he leaves himself completely exposed as these feathers kind of array round him, quills facing in, and Balthazar, as you bring your hands down, the quills all kind of converge on him, and they, as they impale him and pierce him, and they kind of slide down into the sides of his neck and his face. A number of them pierce through his hands, and he's in a flinch. He drops the sword, which clatters, hits the side, and kind of clatters under Raedra's feet. Like as the light kind of explodes out, you see him standing warily, blood pouring from the needle holes that perforate his skin, and he. This niece, you and he collapses to the ground.
Ooh.
And Raedra stops and sort of like looks to you all, and she takes a step back from her uncle. And as the King of Cormyr slumps to the ground in amongst you, and you all take a moment. Let's grab a 10-minute break.
Ooh.
In a bit.
Very nice. See you in a bit.
Oh dear.
Nice.
Hey there, Slate here. Why don't you do us all here at Warhounds Limited a little favour and just hit that subscribe button over there?
What do you mean, subscribe?
You haven't subscribed already? It's kind of like a little conjuring tool that helps to top up your ale coffers.
I like that. Yes, subscribe.
Can you not just subscribe already?
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
That was
We survived.
that was frantic, wasn't it?
Close.
All of the diarrhea Christmas lights. So we rejoin the Warhounds as they catch their breath. The sounds of rubble and masonry from the collapsed bridge settling on the shipwreck of the royal flagship of Cormyr, a significant distance down below. You've taken the opportunity to kind of step into the tower, trusting more in the tower's structural integrity than that of what is left of this bridge. But as you've kind of filtered in and checked in with each other to make sure that you're all right, you've noticed that Raedra and Ezered is kind of laying prone on the ground, and Raedra is stood over him, and there is a look on her face. Starting What do you do? First person goes first.
I would probably make sure that Ezra is stable, i.e., not dying. If that means either stabilizing with the check or putting a cure wounds in him, you tell me.
So, you know that he is for all intents and purposes stabilized. He's conscious. He's breathing.
Right.
Yeah, he's not dying.
Okay, that's all good. Then Balthazar will hand back.
Okay. What do the rest of you do if you want to check in with one another or whatnot?
I would like to become less of an eagle and more of a slate for a start.
Okie dokie, let me transform you back.
And on that, I would also like to cure wounds on myself.
Yeah, you need it.
I do. I would like to do it at a... Let me see what I got. I've got a second level I'd like to do it at, I think. Oh, wait. Hold on.
We'll tell you what, as you're doing that, everyone else
Fourth
just
level.
sort of like you get to... You take the chance to have a little look around. So Hiram, you've already kind of seen the interior here. But you find yourself back in the main tower, just further closer to the ground, like down a story. The room is obviously circular and it's the same width as the room that you first arrived in that had the stone golem defense golem in it. This room appears much more kind of stripped down. As you look around, you almost kind of get the feeling of you get a sense of almost like a temple kind of vibe to it. Everything seems kind of ceremonial, ritualistic in a sense. The floor is made of there's stone, the same kind of stone that you've seen around the rest of the tower, but closer towards the center of this room, you see that the floor is replaced with kind of mosaic brick and detailed polished stonework. There are 4 large chandeliers that hang from the ceiling with this kind of continual bluish indigo colored flame that flickers gently, illuminating the vast majority of the room.
As Hiram's haste dissipates, Katya sort of takes his arm and is like, "Did you see which way she went, Hiram? Did you see where she went?"
I did not know. Excuse me for a second. And can I walk towards the bridge?
Yeah, absolutely. So Hiram, just as you're walking away, Katya, as you run to the middle of the room, in the center of the room, you can see what appear to be 4 hand sculptures jutting from the ground, and there are what appear to be almost draconic runes inscribed on the palms and fingers of these hands. In front of you is a perfectly crafted 10-foot hole, and as you peer down, the hole disappears into darkness.
She'll scream at Ursula down into it like, "Ursula!"
And your voice,
If you wake up
echoes.
a freaking Balrog by shouting into that, we are gonna have words.
So Hiram, as you hear Katya shouting, you make it out onto the balcony, and Raedra is stood over the prone form of her uncle, and you can see her breathing deeply, and her eyes are fixated on the back of his head, and you see her hand, like you hear the leather creak as her glove tightens around the hilt of her sword. And as she looks up at you as you approach, and then you see her eyes wander to Orbin, the edge of justice on the floor, and there's a clatter of metal as she drops her greatsword and picks up the sword of state.
Can I have a word with you?
Raedra looks to you, and you can see that like the bloodlust is still kind of running through her, like she's still in the red, like the red mist is still upon her. But as you ask gently, she lets out a long, deep breath, a long, deep sigh, and she nods.
Like, obviously I don't really know everything that happened to you in your life, or what's going on in your head right now. But can I just say that what's happening right now, this cannot be healthy for you. I know you're angry, and I know he has been an absolute shithead. But he's still your family.
Raedra closes her eyes, and that's what makes it so difficult.
In which direction?
She looks to you but doesn't answer. She looks back to her uncle, and she's not looking at you, but you know she's talking to you when she says, "How did we get here? How did it come to this? Cormyr stood for so much more than this."
It's too much pride, too much anger. I mean, you do know that the reason why we are here is because we never really helped anyone else. We never really made any friends with anyone. Cormyr always thought that we are good enough on our own. And we are fine on our own, but we are never going to be great if we try to be better than everyone else. It's all about connections. I mean, look at us. The reason why the Warhounds work is because we are all different, but we find a way to work together. And I know it sounds very preachy, but yeah, that's the best lesson I learned from the people from Semberholm.
You see her kind of flinch slightly at the sound of the name of Semberholm, but then she kind of turns to look to you, and you see something you've never seen before. And there's this look of, you can only describe it as remorse, vulnerability, maybe even regret, etched across her face. And she takes another deep breath and she closes her eyes. He was... After I watched my father die on the walls of Suzail, this man took his place. He knew what I was like, and he did what he could to stand by me anyway. And everyone said that he was plotting and scheming, but I never chose to believe it. She looks to you, and you did everything you could to save the Silver Swords. And here I am, dwelling on the fate of the Obarskyrs. And as she finished, as like that, her words linger in the air, you hear a groan from the ground. And Ezered slowly pushes himself up and rolls over and slumps himself against the wall. And he looks up, he looks to you, Hiram, he looks to Raedra. Niece. Oh. And you see him kind of panic for a moment as he looks around for his sword and then notices Oberyn, Edge of Justice, in Raedra's hand. And he closes his eyes and then looks up to you, Hiram, and I want to thank you and the rest of the Warhounds for everything you've done. And he looks up to Raedra. I did everything I did it for my country. And he frowns. Why couldn't you just accept their decision, Raedra? You left peacefully, but all of the attacks after, they were just barbaric. It isn't you. Why would you do that? And Raedra looks confused, and you struck out at me first, Uncle. And he looks around, flustered, and why would I do that? You're my niece, for God's sake.
Oh, I think maybe you two should come in where it's safer, and I think maybe it's time to exchange a bit more information. I feel like we have been had. if you like.
Ezered sort of like is holding his side, and I just need a
Hold
moment.
on. And I'm going to touch his shoulder and give him 5 extra health points with lay on hands.
He appreciates that. He bing. He oh, moment, please. And he looks up, and we had spies posted throughout Cormyr. They all came back and told us that you were launching attacks and killing my soldiers in guerrilla attacks. That's why we retaliated. They told us you struck first. They were all... And he stops. They all came with Ursula.
Mm-hmm. You really should come in and talk to our bard about Ursula. Boy, do we have some news for you.
Raedra, like, Ezered kind of looks to you, he nods. He goes to stand up and he flinches, and he doesn't seem to have the strength to get up. Like, there's a big old dent in his knee pad, that's stopping his leg from bending out straight. And he looks up to Raedra, and you just see this kind of dark shadow cross over her face as she looks down on her frankly helpless uncle. And she drops Oberyn to the ground and holds her sword hand out to lift her uncle up off the ground. And the two of them limp in. As Ezered staggers in, like being propped up on Raedra's holding him up, an arm under like his arm. He looks to you all in turn, and then his eyes kind of just drop to the floor. It's not so much shame, just defeat. And I think I've made a grave mistake.
The mistake you made was trusting Ursula Boatwright.
Oh, I don't understand her words. They were like honey. Nothing she said. Nothing. It was all truth that she spoke to me. I don't understand. She said she wanted to use her birthright to bring the classes together to support a more unified Cormyr, but I don't understand it.
It's okay, Ezered. I too never used to understand how she always got her way, how the law of Cormyr would always turn a blind eye to the things she was doing in the very city. But as we learnt recently, she and I share a similar power. The ability to manipulate the mind.
He grimaces. And he grimaces, and then he stops and he looks up to you, like he looks to you all in a panic. The artifact, the diadem. It was her idea for us to find it. She said it would help to unite all of Cormyr under our rule. And where is she?
We think she's down there.
Must be down this hall.
From what we know of the artifact, if she has this power that you speak of, if she gets her hands on it, she stops. And he thinks for a moment, and she may not be the queen, but... And then his eyes stop and open, and he looks to you, Katya. But our child would wield unprecedented power.
Sorry. Say what now?
Ursula. She is with child. And he looks to Raedra.
Awkward.
Our child is the heir to the throne of Cormyr.
Oh
Dear.
dear.
With Raedra has no heirs, and neither did I until Ursula came along. It was up to me to continue the family line of House Obarskyr. It just made sense. She can't get her hands on that circlet. Do you understand me?
Oh, we understand.
What do you think we have been trying to do?
Yeah, working on it.
Well, we did just sort of lead her straight to it. I think we'd better get down there and try to stop her.
Is there any way down? It looks pretty dark.
Dimdan,
Yes.
can I cast light on a coin and toss it down the well?
As you toss the lit coin into the well, into the hole in the floor, it just disappears into magical darkness.
Huh.
Magical.
Yes.
Has anyone got magical sonar? Figure out how
Like-
deep this thing goes.
I could do it
I
to
can
take
see
magic.
magical darkness, so I could
You
wander up.
can.
So that's a very
Ooh.
good point. So, Zumbo, as you kind of walk to the edge, and like as you kind of get closer to this hole, it almost seems to grow larger and larger as you like. It almost feels like you're kind of zooming out, and as you kind of stand on the gulf, like the precipice, and peer down, some, I don't know, 100 feet down, you can make out there's a room down there. It just seems to be like a 100-foot. It's almost like a 40-foot tunnel, and then it seems to open out into another larger room.
Okay, I'll relay that to everyone else, I guess.
Dimdan, can I check if there's any way of magically activating something around with these lights or around?
You'll have 10 minutes to cast detect magic.
Yeah.
There's not a similar magic to upstairs. These just look like continual flame.
I should still understand languages. You said there were runes on the hands. Do they say anything, or are they just indistinct runes?
Press for elevator.
So
That's what I was hoping for.
A number of the runes are runes of power. But on each of the hands across the center of the palm, there are phrases which are effectively phrases of greeting in Netherese. Like welcome.
So say friend and enter?
Hey there.
It's not quite.
Melon.
But no, it
Or
almost
hola.
seems like, yeah, it's welcoming you. Like, it's a sign of welcome. Yeah.
Welcome to the pit.
Like, it's a welcome mat for all intents and purposes.
Please enjoy your stay in the pit.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of magical elevator, hasn't there?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a
Bumble-
special, like, is there any kind of effect where perhaps if you step in, gentle winds kind of support you and carry you down to the bottom? I mean, Badger's not worried. She can just walk along vertical surfaces at this point.
Did we try high-fiving all the hands?
Love it. I want to try it.
You haven't yet.
Sorry, the room around, are there any objects that are like, I mean, I can see there's like notes and bits and bobs. Imagine they're all in Netherese.
Levers.
They're all in Netherese, yeah. So
Secret levers.
There are the four pillars that you very clearly see that go from floor to ceiling. The table up top. So the table to the north, in front of the window that looks out across the waters, and you notice that the wall of the force field has kind of stopped. So now the sea around you is just a disc pushed back from the temple, from the tower. Sorry. On the tables to the north and south, you find a number of what can only be described as like medical tools. So, well, actually, it's probably they aren't embalming tools, but if you imagine embalming tools, that's the kind of idea of what's laid out in front of you. There are, small sharp knives. There are scoops and so on and so forth, and they all seem to be very dusty and very unused. Like they've been here, they've just been sat here for a long time.
Catch is going to approach Rena.
Yeah.
Rena, you
Yes?
said in the other tower that you had memories of this place, almost like you've been here before.
Yes.
Are you having any memories of this place?
She looks around and no, I don't think I have. And she kind of walks over to join you, Zumbo, at the pit, and she peers down and, oh, that looks like such a long way. I can't even see the bottom.
I mean, if we tie our ropes together, we could probably get down there. Could fasten it to one of these hand things.
Rena looks at you.
Dumbo.
Oh, that sounds like fun, and we could slide down it.
Zumbo, do you want to go fishing? You're the bait.
Zumbo, can Betty see down there?
What I will do, everyone,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna get you all to roll a history check.
Zumbo make good bait. 14.
25.
Oh, nice.
Aram smarts.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, history seems to be his thing.
Yeah, right. So Hiram, as everyone's talking, you take a moment to look around, and then you think for a moment. Wait, there was that point where you all shared Rena's vision, when Katya was mind diving into Rena's mind, and you all felt that feeling like you were being sucked up, and then you emerged out the top of the tower and were floating above the Dragonmere Sea. And you stop and kind of have a quick look around, and you realize it didn't occur to you at first because you're seeing it from below, but you were pulled through this room when you were yanked up. And you can't help but think that room with all the statues, is that below?
Well, it seems to be the way is below.
Raedra and Ezred, well, Raedra looks to you and, she's now on one knee and she's kind of holding Ezred's head up, and you see, she reaches behind and she pulls out a water flask, and she looks displeased, but she gently feeds her uncle some water, and she seems to be nursing him somewhat. Withdrawal stood behind him.
I've had Drill's just actually just licking him, just.
But yes, by the looks of it, Zumbo, judging by your depth perception, yeah, if you tie a couple of ropes together, if you tie 2 ropes together, like 2 50-foot ropes, you'll make it to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm happy to go first, because seeing as I can see all right. Raedra, maybe you best stay up here with, His Majesty here, and he doesn't seem to be in much fit condition to shimmy down a rope, does he?
Raedra shakes her head and, I'll keep an eye on the old man. Make sure he doesn't get up to any more tricks.
Yeah, good idea.
All right. Beef. Okay, so are you tying 2 ropes together?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. In which case, in whatever order you see fit, jump into the hole.
Whee!
I'm just happy to go in straight.
Oh God! I've already jumped.
And don't move when you get down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So, what was that, Badger? Sorry.
No, I just said I was following straight after Zumbo.
Oh, okay.
I'll be said.
Tilda?
Hiram is going to go to Emily and say, "Can I ask you to stay with Raedra?" just in case she needs backup.
Emily looks to you, looks at Raedra, and Emily shrugs. She looks like she might need it. And she
I know.
locks her crossbow back into her prime position.
Nice.
And like
Bodyguards
as
to the queen.
Ezred and Raedra look over, and Emily just smiles at them.
Oh, and because I'm still still have Orbin,
Orbin, yep.
I am going to give it to Emily and say, just keep it away from them for now. And then,
As you slide down the rope, you hear come from Emily as you hand her the Sword of State.
Wow.
Slate.
That's it.
I
BBEG
will-
confirmed.
I will approach Ezrad and Raedra, and I will say, before I go, if you want me to take the crown to look after, so that it's all safe and sound, I can do.
In unison, they no.
Okay, just a suggestion. No need to be rude about it. I'll go down now.
Okay,
And-
so as you slide down the rope, Rena follows in behind you. Ooh, and down she goes. So let's give it a minute. And then now you can spread out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So as Slate, as you kind of touch down at the bottom, kind of make your way out, and you look around, like Rena slides in behind you, and you see Katya. Like Rena gasps, and you notice Katya is just looking around. And Katya, you find yourself in a large circular room with dark stone tiles, and you're being watched by 30, 40 foot tall statues of old bearded men in cloaks. And even though they don't have eyes sculpted, it feels like they're staring at you. And Rena's the one to state the obvious, and this is it. This is the room. And as you look around, you can see that there are a number of windows around the edges of the room, and through some of the windows very easily you can see the wreckage of the dragon and the bridge. And through the windows, which span about 30 foot high, made, held together with silver and almost like a silver filigree, you can see the bodies of the crew scattered about the island. As you rappel down, you hear a voice say, "Congratulations. I hadn't expected you to make it this far." And you feel a rumbling. And as the tower begins to rumble, as you look around, you can see the waters churning, and then you feel this kind of lurch under your feet, and all of your knees buckle.
Ooh.
And as you look out and try to figure out what's happening, one of you sees what appears to be a curious fish that's watching you from the edge of the wall of water at the end of the edge of the island, and the fish appears to just be sinking down. And as you wonder what on earth's happening, it takes you a moment to realize the fish isn't sinking. You are rising.
Oh no.
Oh.
And a figure materializes near you. A ghostly visage of an old woman in a robe. And she looks at you with this kind of air of curiosity. I hadn't expected you to make it here at all, says the ghost.
Who are you?
Me. And she looks over to Rena. Why don't you ask her? And Rena looks confused and I've never met you before. What? And she looks at you, Hiram. What? Who is? And you watch as the ghost's eyes like flash white, and Renna screams out as she holds her head and she thrashes about a bit. And she stops. You were the ones giving me the vision. And the ghost smiles. I just wanted you to see the sights. What a predicament you find yourselves in, she says as she addresses the you lot. Cormyr's finest.
That's us.
I mean, technically that would be the purple dragons, but yeah.
We're second best.
Yeah, I'd take that.
The ghost smiles and looks out the window. Well, for all of your bravado, for all of your effort, it would seem that it was for naught. The island is awaking. Soon we will be airborne. And we will be able to terrorize your quaint little kingdom once again.
Do we have to listen to this? Can I just go and look around instead?
The ghost kind of smiles, and as you hear him, as you look over your shoulder, the one last very defining feature in the room is what appears to be a very tall and imposing kind of 20-foot tall door that is inscribed with, again, silver, a dark, almost kind of obsidian, like a mirror-like surface, inscribed with draconic-looking runes and silver filigree. Hiram, as you look, Katja, you take it like Hiram, you recognize this door from the group vision, and the ghost pouts. Is that it? You're not going to try and stop my ingenious plan?
Sure, whatever.
What do you want?
I just want you to recognize that you failed. Netherese will rise again.
What, all of Netherese or just this bit?
The ghost smiles. You know nothing of what we have planned, and you are powerless to stop us.
Well, we'd probably be a bit more worried if we knew what you had planned, because right now you're being a little bit cryptic, so it's hard to worry about it. Like Hiram said.
You're one person on a floating island.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that bad.
The ghost materializes behind you, Badger.
Yeah.
Of all the people, surely you should be okay with that. Ezra used to pop.
The wrong ghost.
Oh, I see. Good point. Yeah.
Am I now? And the ghost begins to kind of whisper, like she leans in and begins whispering.
Oh, not
She
again.
tries to whisper things in your ear.
Oh no.
Do you want to stay and listen, or are you backing off?
I'm backing off and sort of blowing to kind of dispel her. Go away.
Okay.
Winding. Yeah.
I have to say, I think I've read this plot already, and it didn't end well for you the last time you tried to do this. The Netherese just don't seem to learn from history.
The ghost smiles. While this is happening, Slate, what are you doing?
Probably just kind of looking at the ghost and just going, sorry, who are you? We're busy.
The ghost floats up to you. I am Cathara Ma. I was the custodian.
Hey, I'm Slate.
Can we call you Garth?
The ghost peers at you, Slate, like gets up real close, and as you say, "Hi, I'm Slate," the ghost frowns and then slowly shakes her head. No. No, you're not. And this grin spreads across her face. That's not your name at all.
Ooh.
Katana roll.
And then the ghost appears behind you, Katya. Tell me of your stories. The childish tales of Cormyr amuse me so.
Well, I mean, oh, jeez, you cold. I was more going to tell the tales of every time the Netherese tries to rise up and fail, but, now that you're standing right in front of me, I think I might just instead sing the Ballad of the Warhounds so you know what you're up against.
The ghost leans in and... I would be delighted to hear it. Speak up, girl! Let your voice echo through these chambers. Hiram, what are you doing while this ghost is messing with everyone?
I am trying to look at the line in front of me, the bright purple line, to see if it's safe to step over.
The ghost, as you look up, you see the ghost kind of leaning down in front of you, and you don't strike me as someone who would even begin to understand what's at work here. She looks to you. I don't feel a shred of the arcane in you.
Well, no. Is that a requirement? I know about history, though.
She laughs. History to Cormyreans is nothing but fables and fairy tales.
Right. Can you just go to the side a bit? I'm trying to do a thing here. Actually, what is this line for? You seem to be very all-knowing. Would you like to share?
Why don't you tell me?
Because I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
So she says, "Why don't you tell me?" And then she swoops round you, and Zumbo, you see as this ghost kind of slides her hand, and it seems to kind of like slide through Hiram's scabbard, and she, Silver Sword. You're the latest pup of House Silver Sword to wield the blade. Quaint.
Pup? Of all the... Pup? Really?
You're not a puppy, Hiram.
You're a hound.
Speaking of Zumbo, the ghost materializes next to you, and what dark secrets have you neglected to inform your colleagues of? What dark secrets threaten to bring them to an untimely demise?
Well, I gave Katya my journal, so I reckon she can read about it for herself.
There's a song.
Yeah, she's working on a song. I'm sure she can sing it to you when she's ready. But for now, haven't we got another power mad lady that we're supposed to be chasing? I feel like one at a time's probably enough.
The ghost rocks back and... You wound me so, little halfling. Am I not enough for you? Am I not enough to quench your curiosity?
Tell you the truth, I ain't that curious.
The ghost pouts and looks, and the ghost kind of turns to look outside, and as you follow her gaze, it comes to your attention that the island has stopped rising, and as you peer out, you can almost hear the sounds of seagulls. And as you look across the waters, you notice that they seem to be sat all but level with the island. And you realize you're now at surface level. And the ghost smiles. I was hoping you would be more curious, but it would seem that I have delayed you enough, and therefore my task is complete.
Oh.
The ghost smiles. The emissaries will not wait. And the ghost disappears.
Cool.
And a voice echoes through the room. Give Ursula my regards.
Right. That's enough. That's enough hanging around. We have to get after Ursula now.
Yeah. Can I do a
What are the-
detect magic, DM Dan?
Sorry, say again?
I will be doing a detect magic. It'd be the same as one I was using up.
Yeah, that sounds good. So detect magic. So the door in front of you has the same kind of abjuration wards as the upstairs balcony door that you first entered through.
It's this one, yeah.
I'm going to encourage Renna to get herself over to the door and see if she can open it.
Renna looks to you and... Are you sure you want me to do that?
Of course. Why?
Wait, it triggered a trap last time.
No, I triggered a trap last time. Renna got us in the first place.
Renna looks over her shoulder as if someone's just said something.
You okay?
This place, and she doesn't finish her sentence as she kind of slowly walks over to this door, and she is utterly dwarfed by its size. And then she kind of looks back to you. She looks down to you, Badger, with this almost kind of pleading look in her eyes. Whatever happens, you'll keep me safe, won't you, Badger?
We'll all keep you safe, Renna.
She kind of nods her head slowly at first, but then picking up speed. You see her head looks left and right, and you see her gaze land on bits of blue dragon, purple dragon ship crew poking out from the ship wreckage outside the windows, and she grimaces, lets out a long breath, places her hand on the door, and from her hand this purplish glow begins to spread, and as it spreads up through the filigree and through the runes, they subtly change colour from an icy silvery blue to a more vivid purple. She pulls her hand away, sort of like her shoulders sag, and she looks tired and exhausted. It's done, she says, and she kind of staggers over and leans up against a statue and plops herself down on the floor, and the way is open, she says, and sure enough the door swings open. Do you enter?
I probably...
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd probably defer to Balthazar first, see if there's anything important that he's been picking up.
So Balthazar noticed when the door opens, the abjuration ward just kind of switched off in a sense. Otherwise, the tower seems to, like the growing power that you were sensing earlier, seems to have peaked. It's not growing anymore. It's just kind of staying stable, and you realise that it must just be this island using the levitation magics to keep itself on the surface of the water rather than sinking.
Yeah.
But as the doors open and you struggle to see in, as you bravely take a step in,
Ooh.
Oh, that looks
Oh dear.
questionable.
Oh dear.
you find yourself in a bizarre and strange corridor. The surfaces look... They clack under your feet like marble, but there's a sheen, there's a stench that permeates
Lord.
out,
Oh
Oh no.
and there's a subtle light emanating from tubes which run along the walls on either side of you, and there seems to be a light that slowly fades and grows and fades and grows, almost like a throbbing.
Dan,
And
I
as
like
you
any of
step
this.
forward, yes,
so just quickly, does the map actually pulsate? Am I losing my mind?
you might be losing your mind. As you take a step forward and peer down, you notice that ahead of you, this pulsing light seems to be coming through an almost kind of glass surface, but it doesn't have the sheen of glass. It seems almost more membranous. And as you peer down, what you can only describe as a softly beating heart.
Oh no. Oh, no.
And as you take stock of what's happening in the distance, echoing through the dark walls, you hear
Oh god.
Yeah.
We gotta stop her.
Dan, can I cast light?
you can cast light. You can cast light indeed. Is anyone else providing light sources?
Catch will pull a moon sword.
Okay.
Is it natural darkness or is it magic darkness?
This appears to be, as you watch Balthazar's staff come to life, this is natural. It's just very dark in here. Very dark and very stanky.
We might be inside a whale or a kraken.
I would like to cast dark vision.
Okay.
So the kraken just waiting on the other side of the door, just mouth open.
What is the dark vision range?
It is 60 feet.
Okay, Slate now has dark vision. Is that concentration?
It is.
Does it look like it?
Doesn't look like it. No. Wait
No.
a second, just checking. No.
Okay, we'll do that. It says blind, but we know it's dark vision. Catcher pulls out a sword. And anyone else for anyone else?
I am so happy I didn't bring Emily with me.
So, let's do that. Cool. So, as you have your respective light sources, they illuminate the room a little better. And yeah, these kind of tubes that run through the walls seem to quiver and jiggle ever so slightly as they pulse with light. The laugh, so as you've cast all these spells, and the laugh that you heard still rings in your ears as it echoes.
We best get after her, gang.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Let's move forward.
After the captain.
Okay.
Yeah, just start running towards the laughter, I suppose.
Okay. So, yeah, there's a wall in front of you, and as you kind of begin to flank around it and move either side, you see a larger, more vivid, pinkish glow, and the sound of...
What on earth is going on here?
There appears to be
Oh,
what appears to be a bridge of some sort spanning over this glowing pool of pink.
As a player, I know exactly what's going on, but the character I
And
don't.
as you look around this large hall, as you get to this divide and kind of stop around about here, yeah, as you enter in, well, Emily's not here, cool. Yeah, as you get to there, you make out on a up ahead past this bridge over this pool of some description is a slightly raised platform. You can see two curved staircases going up to it, and there appears to be some sort of altar or pedestal, but it doesn't seem to be made of like the normal materials. It almost seems organic and illuminated in the light of this pedestal. Oh, Warhounds! All this power lying at the bottom of the ocean, and it's mine! It's all mine! And as you look upon Ursula, gruesomely illuminated by this pink hue, with a glassy diadem around her temple.
Oh,
She looks to you and
Oh no.
this has been so fun, hasn't it? Thank you, Katya. All of your hard work and effort paid off, and you brought me right to it. Oh, I hope it's a boy. That would be fantastic, she says as she rubs her stomach. And, I've had this is too much excitement for one day. Let's give this a spin, shall we? And as her eyes glow white and she looks to you, can everyone please make a DC 18 intelligence save?
This is not going to go well for Zombo.
Is this a magical
dear.
effect?
Yes.
Oh, maybe it is.
Okay.
Oh no.
So as you roll those
Hang on,
and
I haven't saved yet.
as you
Wait,
roll those,
Do
and
I have inspiration? Is the question.
Where's,
Also,
where is Hiram, by the way? Because I can't see him.
I am on the front. Yeah, you guys get the +3.
Yeah. Katya rolled a charisma save instead of an intelligence
Oh,
save.
sorry.
So we don't.
Gonna do.
Can I use my
I'm gonna
inspiration,
use-
Dim Dan?
You can only Hiram. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Who's near Hiram? So Zumbo, Balthazar, and Katya are within Hiram bubble range. Okay.
I'm gonna use my inspiration as well to re-roll. It's gonna be a bad one. I'm
So
not
I
very
have
intelligent.
Advantage.
Nice.
Never mind.
Oh, that sucked.
And
That was not good.
last but not least, Drool. Okay, so those of you who rolled less than 18, which is everyone but Zumbo.
Wow.
Oh,
Hiram.
Zombo.
Oh, Zumbo. So Zumbo, you feel this kind of wave of force roll over you. And you hear the voice from Ursula from atop this dais echoes out as she says, "You will bow and worship your queen." And Zumbo, you hear the sounds of boom, boom, boom as you look around, and all of the Warhounds drop to their knees and, like with shocked looks on their faces, look up towards Ursula. And as you look around in a panic, what do?
Oi, get off my crew.
Aw.
Okay, and
Yes, there's an and, isn't there? I guess I would throw balls of water at her to try and knock her off.
what's the range of them?
Like 120 feet or something crazy.
Yeah.
Well, as you move up to get a clearer shot because she's kind of concealed behind this altar, she laughs as the gems on the front of this diadem light up and glow. This is purplish color. Ursula just howls and cackles. A woman victorious, and then everything goes dark.
Oh.
And the laughter continues but loses some of its confidence. And Zumbo, with your magical darkness eyes, you look around and you see something. You see a shape from the ceiling as it lowers. And there's a... And as the darkness fades and the glow begins to illuminate again, behind Ursula, you see a 9-foot tall, robed figure looming over the woman. And you just about make out a face full of tentacles that hang down to its midriff.
Called it.
Here we go.
Boo.
And Ursula, like, her laughter starts to peter out as she looks at your face, like the expression on your face, Umbo, and she... Huh? As she turns to look over her shoulder, and you hear a voice boom out. "Thank you, human, for honouring our bargain." And there's a scream as this thing lunges at her, grabs Ursula around the waist, lifts her up, and you watch as these tentacles wrap over her head, and you hear, and there's a crunch, and Ursula's body goes limp.
Ooh.
There is a subtle slurping sound. And then with a thud,
Did he just eat the diadem?
Ursula drops to the ground, discarded like scrap food. And this figure kind of looks to you with Ursula at his feet, and from under its tentacles, it reaches up, figure sort of fumbles her out a bit, and then produces this black circlet from under its tentacles. And as it goes to place it on its head, you watch as the circlet grows to fit over its octopus-shaped head. And as the creature steps forward, "Welcome!" it bellows. Its black hide illuminated by the pink altar, and you watch as you Warhounds, you feel the effects of the diadem fade, and you manage to kind of pick yourselves up and stand back up on all your feet, onto your feet. The creature, "We hunger. Thank you for providing us sustenance." And you watch as there are what appear to be pods in the back half of the room which glow, and you see shapes and shadows moving around them. As the pods begin to open up,
Oh no.
a number of humanoid figures glide out with squid-shaped heads.
No.
And
No, thank you.
the mind flayer on the dais holds its hands out, and as a black staff materializes in its hand, "The feast begins." We will call it there.
Oh, bad.
Oh, dear.
The moment I saw that goddamn beating heart, I was like, bloody hell, this is.
Oh, I did not like that.
Oh.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer woman.
Congratulations, everyone, on completing session 27.
Cool.
Oh.
Well, it was a great
hitting
campaign,
level 10.
Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
thanks for that.
Super great.
Yeah,
It was
thank
a
you.
good ending. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good run.
Fade to black. The end of the Warhounds.
We just get the Dark Souls, they died. Even better is like Simpsons, you just get our cells get pulled off, and it's like, they died on the way home, the end.
Yeah, doing a lot of references today, guys.
So, that's a nice place to end it. So,
A nice place to end it.
Delightful. It's a delightful place.
delightful place to end it. I
Mhm.
can't see anything going wrong with this. Yes, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. I reckon next week's going to be pretty calm and easy. So,
A negotiation with.
just kick
Let's
back.
have an
it's gonna be
RP
fine.
segment. Yeah.
Beat episode 2.0.
Yeah. Thank you all, and I will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. In the dark unknown at the base of a Netherese tower, in the expanse of the Dragonmere Sea, the Warhounds find the source of Cormyr's recent woes. As a terrible and ancient power awakens before them, what will our heroes do now? What can they do now? Make sure to come back next week to find out. Thank you for making it this far. We've finally arrived at the finale of level 9. I'm super excited for the next session, and I hope you are too. It's going to be intense. Shout out to Birdie Maps for the custom-made map we've been playing on this session. Go check out their stuff over on Patreon, and the next episode of Tavern Between Dimensions is now live. Links for both are down in the description below. You can catch another video here, and if you want to keep up to date, click subscribe here and hit the bell icon for notifications. Remember to like the video and comment below about your favourite bits and your theories for the finale outcome. And with that said, As always, stay safe, and may the realms endure.